Hello. Look, this version is a TS Express, TALKSHOP Express. You know, ball. Now, they say the whole mentality is about the ball. World Cup. So I don't want to delay you too much. So let me start by wishing Black Stars victory for tomorrow, man. Do the same magic you did and confuse the Croatians like confuse the English people. Black Stars, we are watching you. Show them some love, man. And I said today's TALKSHOP Express, TS Express, 3 issues I'm going to talk about. Issue number 1, the law is the law. I'll be talking about that. Issue number 2 is the majority being intimidated. Issue number 2. Issue number 3, no can, no vote, the Kennedy Agyapong saga.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek. A most respected hotel. 055 039 5007.
Okay, man, so today is TS Express. But before we start, you have to know something. That no matter what, we tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may. And as we say all the time, the truth crashed to earth shall rise again. As for the battle with Jandam, there's ongoing. Me, I'm almost to you. But issue number 1, the law is the law. Listen, former Chief Justice Torkonoo, you said a brilliant thing that I thought is a principle that you live by, because you are an officer of the law. And he says something very brilliant: the law is the law.
No matter how many noises are made, the law is the law.
So now what? Oh, Torkonoo. So now what? You started the whole thing with the Supreme Court in Ghana, and you raised the issues and actually, nothing really came out of it. And you were not happy with it. I think at some point, you went to the Commonwealth, something. You want to see the Commonwealth, something. That one too, it didn't really happen there. Next thing I heard, you took your case to ECOWAS. ECOWAS, you now go and sit down and consider what has happened to you and how grave injustice has been done. And it's quite interesting, because after the long time, actually, I even forgot that ECOWAS was still pending, looking at the case. So, because I forgot. And after a long time, finally, ECOWAS came out. And what did ECOWAS say? Yes, Torkonoo, the law is the law. That's all they were saying. All the summary of what ECOWAS said, was just that the law on which the decision was taken to remove it from office is constitutional. So at the bottom of it is that the law is the law. And I thought that right about now, you have sort of understood that the law is the law. But I just realized this morning you haven't finished. You've gone back to the Supreme Court again to reconsider the thing. Justice Torkonoo, why? Take it easy. Take it easy, man. Life goes on. Life goes on. I think one thing we should all know is that nothing or no one is indispensable. If something happens and it affects you, fine. Accept it and move on. You have tried, though. Going to ECOWAS, going to Hawaii, and then where else do you have to go? Hague? take you to the World Court? I don't know. But you keep getting the same results, something you know. They keep telling you the law is the law.
No matter how many noises are made, the law is the law.
So let's move on small. We are all tired now. So me at this point, I think you said part of the reasons you are fighting so much was that as the former Chief Justice, you know, to remove you from office like that is somehow degradation on your integrity. You think that it has harmed you. You may have a point, but you are making it worse. If you are just as you move on, okay, you have moved on, but you're making it worse. And right now, it is you yourself that is causing any further degradation to your own integrity. Anyway, that was my issue number one. Next thing I want to talk about is this, folks. Is it my imagination? Or the majority you are being bullied? I don't seem to get it all. I don't seem to get it because you have such a majority that people jokingly, because that's the truth, call Mahama a supreme leader.
Your party has a 2/3 majority in parliament. The Chief Justice you came to meet has been removed, of course, under your hand, although the process was gone through. There is talk of the EC chair and the leadership quote not being fit for purpose by members of your party. Some people fear that these developments and others create a situation where the other arms of government are completely subservient to the executive. In fact, one newspaper expressed the fear that you could be morphing into, quote, a supreme leader.
Because you create 2/3 plus majority. And one would think that with a majority like that, you'd be active, you know, and not active like just for nothing, but if times when minority puts you on the against the wall, you should stand up. You should fight back. But it seems like you have become a punching bag for the minority. I remember when I hosted my nephew, King. He did say something about the strength in parliament and the strategy to use as minority. Listen to him.
Now 88 against 187. None of the independent MPs join us. So that means that you need to do as much pushback as possible. The party base must be activated. So you must always also be smart to think on your feet and have your way, because opposition is also, oh, I'm 187. I'm not sure. Almost a good one now. When you are there,
mighty minority.
no, when you are there, over. Miss Sanity. And the woods one as a way, yeah. Why are you careful? I'm going to reduce you more.
Yeah. So, listen, you heard him. So basically, it's like a strategy. Maybe it's important to distract. Maybe it's important to really come out fiery. Maybe that's a strategy. But the worst thing I see is that the strategy is working then. Because you guys can't punch back. You have become like, I remember when we were going to school way back, sometime I didn't do free SHS because secondary school. And back in the day, there's what we call bullying. I think they still do bullying. We used to call it homoing. I don't know if you still do it. Actually, my producer is telling me that there's homoing. You know why I'm saying this? Because I think you majority, Afenyomakin is homoing you. Or homomopao. Or not say a strategy. And it seems to be working. Or homomo. No, really. One of the things that really interested me in the beginning was when this whole hullabaloo that he has gone to the ECOWAS Parliament. And there was all this talk about, no, he is not the one supposed to be going to the ECOWAS Parliament. Because traditionally, it is not the majority leader that does it, but it is the assistant to the leader that goes to the Parliament. Right? Am I wrong? I think Ayaraga mentioned something like that.
The deputy leaders as members of the delegation. That has always been the tradition. The deputy leaders always go to the ECOWAS Parliament. Mr. Speaker, this side is sending Honorable George Kweku Ricketts-Hagan in his capacity as a deputy leader. Mr. Speaker, the minority side also has a deputy leader, and that deputy leader is Honorable Patricia Apiaje. Mr. Speaker, she is the deputy leader, and this House cannot deny her the opportunity to go to ECOWAS Parliament in her capacity as a deputy leader.
You see, he said it. And the thing is this, Afenyomakin had the opportunity of going there because Che Mensah couldn't go. And if you remember, Che Mensah was a majority leader. So since he couldn't go, of course, it fell on Afenyomakin. So that's the understanding. I guys talking about, no, it's not something meant for the leader, but for the deputy. But he went.
Mr. Speaker, if you recall, we had removed the name of the minority leader, Honorable Afenyomakin Alexander Kwamina, member for Efutu, from the list of Ghana's delegation to the ECOWAS Community Parliament. So, Speaker, this resolution of this Parliament was communicated to the ECOWAS Parliament by, I believe, your good self. Mr. Speaker, this Parliament's delegation, as constituted by our resolution, went to Port Harcourt and they met the Honorable Afenyomakin Alexander Kwamina sitting there and refusing to give way as directed by this Parliament. Indeed, whilst our nominated delegation were there, and it was time to swear in members, the ECOWAS Parliament refused to swear in Ghana's delegation. They refused to swear in Ghana's delegation and said that they will not 4 members of our delegation. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Afenyomakin Alexander Kwamina was at that session of the ECOWAS Parliament, attended that session of the ECOWAS Parliament in clear defiance of a resolution of this Parliament. In clear defiance of a resolution of this Parliament.
And there was all this noise, no blah, blah, blah. Next thing I'm here, I think now the Parliament has actually reinstated him as the leader for the ECOWAS. Me, if it's working, fine. I don't care who goes to ECOWAS. So if Parliament thinks Afenyo should be going, fine, once a month. But when it looks like it looks to me today, so bully mo. It looks like the strategy is actually you have to really also majority no and scatter them. You all seem very scattered, you know, because no, honestly, this Parliament, basically Parliament in itself is not a joke. It's a serious commitment. You have minority, you have majority, and you are supposed to be debating seriously about the country, what to do and how to place things and all of that, seriously. But when you lose guard, which it seems that you, the majority, have lost guard, is that suddenly, me, I just feel you're being homoed. Brutally. One example, very, very quick example, is when my friend is shouting that you guys are corrupt. He's shouting that the big push is riddled with corruption. You know, shouting that this month they're going to come up with damning evidence.
If there's anybody to prosecute, you know what is up with the Mental Health Board. The IMF has reported 9 billion cedis. Is there any prosecution? That is not mismanagement. Mr. Speaker, we are ready any day. They should bring it on. We would face them. We have every single corruption issue in this government. What has happened?
Thank you.
To the big push.
I have
Mr.
been,
Speaker,
I've
he
been
should bring it
sitting
on.
here since afternoon.
He should bring it on, the majority leader.
You should.
And we'll see who will be bruised.
Leader, you should have mercy on me. Honorable members.
You're quiet. Maybe it's true. I don't know. If it's not true and it's just bullying you there, then wow, he really knows how to make the majority numb. Might say ding. But if it's not true, telling you, I don't see a fight. Prove it. You know, I mean, as simple as it is, I expected the majority leader to stand up. I say, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, what the majority leader has said is very, very, very damning. Mr. Speaker, I want him to prove that there are all these corrupt things that, Mr. Speaker, that we have done. Mr. Speaker, I'm challenging him to bring evidence and prove. Why say D? Why won't I assume that, well, maybe there's some truth to it? Or you have just been bullied. Me, I don't know. I'm just talking from the point of view of a layman who's just watching, and my understanding of how things are going, or maybe my misunderstanding of how things are going. But Charlie, I don't see the vim. Are you a two-thirds majority? And I'm not saying two-thirds majority means you should be fighting and throwing back. No, but you should put your feet on the ground and challenge issues so that people can know. You know, because here's the thing, in Ghana, once you say something and you throw it out there, where are you? I have so much evidence that you guys are corrupt, the big push is corrupt. Next thing, all the bloggers have picked it. That's how news goes. Next thing you know, bloggers have picked it, some headlines have picked it, some even credible radio, TV stations also pick it, because we are looking for news. So I'm saying that if they are untrue, however, you cannot react to it with the same vim and ask and challenge for the evidence, then it goes out there. And that's it. That's what's going out there. Anyway, today we are doing TS Express. I mean Pacific SAP. The last issue I want to talk about today is my man Ken. Charlie, this whole thing, this whole saga with Ken and the MPP, and just recently I think they held something at Alisa, and it was I guess it was held by the neck of the MPP, and there were kids out there who were very, very angry, shouting, Ken must go. Look at this.
You go and leave the party. You go and leave the party. You go and leave the party. We don't need you anymore. We don't need you anymore, Ken. We don't need you anymore. You go and leave the party. You go. You are nobody. You go. You are nobody. Come on, you are. You are nobody. You go. You go. Everybody is there now. And then next. And now I'm free to go. Go. The party should be react now. The youth of the party are very angry. So Ken must go. Should we go?
So that was it. They said Ken must go. They're saying, say Kenny, yeah, bro. They are telling you, you know that yeah, bro, Ken must go. And people are saying, but Ken said he will fire. But when will he fire? Or say June, July.
And before we are ready, we see July 2027. Me no more action. Ghana, you'll be surprised.
Let me tell you a quick joke about June, July. Some of them say me. Some of the jokes suffer from. When we went to the States, you know the Puerto Ricans and the Spanish people, they don't pronounce J. So if you're called, when you see Jose, you think it's spelled H-O-S-E. But the Spanish, they spell it J-O-S-E, Jose. You know, if you're called Juan, it's actually Joan. They don't pronounce H. The H is very, very silent. So this Ghanaian was in Hartford, and he was hanging around the Puerto Ricans, and he realized that the Puerto Ricans, they don't pronounce J. They do a very silent, like an H. So the Ghanaian was telling them, oh, very soon he's going to go and visit Ghana. And so his friend asked him, oh, when are you going to Ghana? He said, oh, sometime who lie. Because he didn't want to say June, July, because the Puerto Ricans don't pronounce it until so because who lie. So when I got the message from Kennedy, and Kennedy said, Charlie, you wait. Next year you see. If you dare me.
You don't put out next year, you see what will happen in this country. You think I'm afraid of you guys? I am not afraid of anybody. I've decided to keep quiet. But if you push me to the wall, you will see some power.
Hold on, KSM, hold on. You know what I'm holding on? First thing, my advice to my buddy Kennedy. Never, ever threaten politicians is if you dare me. Especially Ghana politics. If you dare me. No, I think that if you have the apple, and I called you a nation builder last week. If you have the apple and you want to present the apple, don't wait for anybody to dare you. Put the apple right there. You know, because this threat about this threat about June, July. So what? You have all the evidence. He says the evidence that he's going to show June, July, the party will collapse.
Don't wait and see. I've given you the time. And before we are ready, we see June, July 2027. Me no more action. Ghana, you'll be surprised. You will see some power.
But this is just a side thing. Oh. My buddy Kennedy, when you say who lie, you've given time. Oh, what my fit? And the question that people are saying, that whole interim time, let them know. Is there possible grounds for negotiating? Me can't rebuke. That's all I'll say. You see who lie, acquire them. Is it that we are open to negotiate issues before who lie? No, folks, no, let's be serious in this country. Let's get to that point. Charlie, we are resetting. And on this note too, let me talk to my dear brother JM. JM, you're supreme leader. You have overwhelming majority that we have not seen the likes of in our history. But and I'm thinking I know that you're very cool, you're very moderate, you know, very gentle and everything. But I'm begging you, let your people understand that the coolness and the being calm and everything does not go into areas where in the face of obvious confrontation cry, you have to lay low. No, please. Unless some of this yabi is going and party and meeting, but if it's not necessary, please don't even allow this kind of thing to go out there. Cry, fight it, protect it, please. I have a few minutes more, and let me say I'm doing TS Express, so I don't want to talk too long. So I just came up with those 3 headlines for you. But as an aside, folks, Jam, I want to use this opportunity to tell you that, man, you have more authority than you can ever imagine. Maybe you know. You are more experienced than me in politics, so let me shut up. But you have so much authority, you have so much command. Please, let your appointees and your ministers understand that they shouldn't let it seem like they are the victims. Or should I say they are the hopeless victims in this stage. No. Bulldoze your way with the truth. Unless you don't have the truth. But I know you have the truth, so you bulldoze your way with the truth, folks. There are some political comedians that I've heard that, after next year, James Cry, he'll be a lame duck. Do you understand the term lame duck? It's a duck that is crippling on one leg, a lame duck, which means they are powerless. And most of the times in politics, when they say somebody is a lame duck, it simply means that, well, he's a president. Like in James' case, the guy says, but James is a president, he's not going for another term, you know. So after next year, there, he'll be a lame duck. He won't have authority. Well, let me tell you guys, and all those who think like that, let me assure you that there's no way on earth JM will be a lame duck. You know why? Unless things change, but even as we speak now, his approval rating is even going higher. And let me tell you something about approval rating in politics for a president. If he has very, very strong approval ratings while in office, then automatically he becomes a kingmaker. So I don't know, maybe most of you have your own ideas and your own ambitions to become president next time and everything going on. But I'm telling you, unless something drastic changes in Ghana, but as we speak, if things continue as they are today, believe it or not, in 2 years' time or whenever time, the delegates will not do anything or pick any candidate until or unless that they are convinced that this is JM's candidate. Until they are convinced that this is JM's candidate, mark it on the wall. So all the shenanigans and people who want to do things, yeah, fine, it's part of democracy. Go ahead and then do all your shenanigans. But I'm telling you, you're dealing with somebody who is not a lame duck and somebody who I don't think will be a lame duck. So at the end of the day, I don't know what his choice is. I don't know. You don't know. Only he knows. But I'm telling you frankly that whoever is his choice, the delegates will go, yes sir, what can you? And the answer will go fun. Trust me, that kind of power is not the power of a lame duck. See, you guys be careful there about, it's time to juggle and do things because a lame duck. Sir? Maybe a politician. I didn't even say political science, so I studied theater arts and communications. But I'm telling you, you politicians, think about it, because you're not dealing with a lame duck. You're dealing with a very silent power. I think, was it Shatewale that described him as a gentle mafia?
I just want to say a big shout out to our president of Ghana, His Excellency President Mahama. Everybody just smiling mouth
One time when I was growing up, not too long ago, I wanted to let people know, say, Mr. Me, I follow the trend. I think I was calling him Watashali. Anyway, let's move on, folks. You're not looking at the president who's going to be a lame duck today or tomorrow. And I'm saying, unless something drastic changes, if things go on like this, his approval rating won't dip. And if it doesn't dip, then trust me, he will be the kingmaker. So, NDC parliamentarians, please act, be proactive. Occasionally I see that one of you will stand up, but that's occasionally. For the most time, I don't seem to understand what is going on. So folks, to end the news, the main headlines that I gave you, I said, Torkonoo, advise yourself that the law is the law. And please, your friend is saying, quit while you are ahead at this time. No more, quit. And the second thing I talked about, homoing in parliament. But this time it's not the seniors that are homoing you, it's the juniors. It's the minority, they seem to be homoing. So my second issue was homoing in parliament, and I want you guys to think about what I've said and do something about that. And the last one, my dear brother Ken, and I want to interview you. I don't know whether you disqualify me because I've said this there, but I'm saying and it leaves too much room for negotiation. So just say what you have to say, do what you have to do, and then let's get back on track and keep Ghana moving. Yeah! In the meantime, folks, I'm just going to end one more time by wishing the Black Stars amazing success in the match against Croatia. Benjamin Asare, you hear magic, more of it. More of it. And to the whole team, power to you. And to the whole nation, I'm telling you, if we continue the way we are going, Ghana 70, our chest will be higher than high, because we will say then that Ghana is on top.